There's something special about a freshly brewed cup of tea. Whether it's a steaming cup in the morning, an iced version on a hot day, or a ceremonial brew in a faraway land, tea is everywhere. It comforts, energizes, heals, and connects us. With over 3 billion cups consumed daily, tea is the second most consumed beverage on Earth, after water. But where did this beloved drink come from? How did it travel across continents, build empires, and inspire traditions that span centuries? In this episode of The Origin of, we steep ourselves in the fascinating, aromatic history of tea. The story of tea begins with a legend. According to Chinese mythology, in 2737 BCE, Emperor Shennan, a scholar and herbalist, was boiling water beneath a camellia tree when a breeze blew a few leaves into his pot. The water turned golden, and when he tasted it, he found it refreshing and invigorating. That accidental brew marked the mythical birth of tea in China. Whether true or not, this tale captures the magical, almost sacred place tea holds in Chinese culture. Early Chinese texts describe tea as a medicinal tonic, valued for its ability to sharpen the mind and cleanse the body. By the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE, tea leaves were steamed and pressed into bricks. These bricks were used both as currency and as a drink base grated into hot water with garlic, onion, and spices. But it was during the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 CE, that tea culture blossomed. The Chinese poet Lu Yu wrote the famous The Classic of Tea, the first book ever written about tea. Tea became not just a drink, but an art form deeply tied to Zen Buddhism, aesthetics, and philosophy. In the early 9th century, Japanese monks studying Buddhism in China brought tea seeds and customs back home. The Japanese embraced tea not just as a beverage, but as a spiritual practice. Over time, this led to the development of the Japanese tea ceremony carefully choreographed ritual known as Chenoyu. The ceremony emphasizes harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. In Japan, tea became a gateway to mindfulness and artistic expression. Meanwhile, tea was traveling along the Silk Road, reaching Central Asia, the Middle East, and eventually Europe. In the 16th century, Portuguese and Dutch traders brought tea to Western Europe. It was expensive, exotic, and marketed as a health drink for the elite. But it was in Britain that tea truly exploded in popularity. By the 18th century, tea was a staple of British life. Tea gardens became social hubs. Afternoon tea became a cultural institution. To supply demand, Britain began importing tea from China in massive quantities. When the Chinese refused to accept British goods in return, Britain paid in silver till it turned to a new trade: opium. In the 19th century, Britain flooded China with opium to pay for tea, leading to the devastating Opium Wars. China lost, and Britain gained control over key ports and Hong Kong. To reduce reliance on Chinese tea, the British East India Company began cultivating tea in India, especially in Assam and Darjeeling. Soon, India became one of the largest tea producers in the world, reshaping economies and landscapes. Tea was no longer just a drink, it was a tool of empire. Across the Atlantic, tea had another role to play, this time in revolution. In 1773, American colonists angry over British taxes on tea staged the infamous Boston Tea Party, dumping an entire shipment into Boston Harbor. It was a key moment leading up to the American Revolution. Ironically, while the U.S. declared independence from tea, other countries including Russia, Turkey, and Iran were embracing it in their own ways. Today, tea comes in many forms: green tea, unoxidized, grassy, and delicate black tea; oxidized, bold, and brisk, oolong tea; semi-oxidized, complex, and aromatic white tea; the least processed, subtle, and sweet herbal teas. Not technically tea, but popular blends, like chamomile and peppermint. Countries have developed unique tea cultures: China, gongfu tea ceremonies; Japan, matcha rituals; India, spiced chai served in clay cups; UK, Milk tea and scones, Morocco. Sweet mint tea, Tibet. Butter tea made with yak milk. Tea is now part of nearly every culture on Earth. The modern tea industry is worth over $200 billion. It supports millions of farmers across Asia, Africa, and South America. Technology and sustainability are reshaping how tea is grown, packed, and consumed. Innovations include ready-to-drink teas, cold brews functional teas with added vitamins or CBD tea bags. Invented in the early 1900s, have made brewing convenient. Loose-leaf teas, however, are making a comeback among connoisseurs. There's even a global push for organic, fair trade, and climate-resilient tea farming. Modern science is catching up with what ancient healers knew. Tea is rich in antioxidants, particularly catechins and polyphenols, which support heart health, boost immunity, improve brain function, and aid digestion. Green tea may help with weight loss. Chamomile calms the mind. Ginger and turmeric teas fight inflammation. For many, tea is both medicine and meditation. From a windy afternoon in ancient China to modern cafes in New York, Tokyo, and Istanbul, tea has traveled far and wide. It has sparked wars, built rituals, inspired poets, and refreshed billions. It is humble, powerful, and ever-evolving. So next time you sip your favorite blend, remember, you're not just drinking tea. You're drinking history. This has been the origin of tea. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the everyday wonders that shaped our world. Until next time, stay curious. Every great story has a beginning. Every epic journey starts with a single step, and every big dream is held in the first moments of an idea. At Wondrium, we believe in the power of the firsts. The first time you hear an inspiring story, the first page of an intriguing book, the first sip of a new coffee blend. Those moments spark curiosity and ignite our imaginations. They fuel our drive to explore, discover, and understand the world around us. That's why CuriosityStream, the premier place for ad-free documentaries, is reimagining the way we learn and explore. Through exclusive originals and the best factual entertainment from around the globe. CuriosityStream brings important stories to light, stories like this one. We partner with the best in the industry to bring you new content every month, all available on your favorite device. And now you can get access to Wondrium through the app, wherever you are, whenever you want to dive into a captivating film, thought-provoking series, or simply expand your knowledge. Your first 250,000 won't be alone. Browse thousands of titles together. Watch as your feed fills with personalized recommendations based on your interests. Join a community of curious minds. Watch, explore, and discover. Start your journey today with CuriosityStream.